Hey, yo.
Good evening. Hello. What's going on? What's popping? It is the company, and these guys are having the worst conversation I've ever heard in my life. I have no idea who they are. I need new friends. We may be putting out some applications at the end of the show for some new
As the
hosts.
illustrious Drake said, no new friends.
We still quoting Drake?
Mm-hmm.
I know we cancel people, but can you cancel somebody just by like getting their ass whooped in the hip hop game? Can they get canceled for that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not at Drake's level. Not at Drake's level. No, I don't think you
can. Okay.
I would have loved to see it, but no.
Generate.
Nah, you can't cancel Drizzy.
I think some people would really argue that statement. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's the company. It's me, Rich, Izzo, Mobile. Welcome into the company. Come in, have a seat. I hadn't really we didn't do a show last week. So there have been a few things going on we're going to talk about. I hope everybody had an amazing week. It is now the middle of June. Wow, how'd that happen?
I don't know.
24 hours keeps passing by consecutively.
We're in a time continuum.
And it does not stop. Yeah. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. But I hope everybody did have an amazing week, or at least a good week. Something to write home about, or brag about. It's time to come up. I don't know. It's too late for New Year, New Me. So this is you.
No, it's not.
It is.
What if it's your birthday?
It's not
it's your birthday.
Nah, you can say new birthday, new me, but I don't think that's a thing. So
nobody tried it yet. That's probably why.
Yeah. So like we said, there's been a few things going on politically. The Trump supporters are going crazy and crying and whining and complaining because dude's been found. I think we talked about the 34 counts.
We talked about that, but then on the other side of the bridge.
Go ahead.
Talking about Hunter Biden.
You got Hunter Biden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Hunter, how long? 20 years, right?
No, maybe looking at 20 years. That's what he's up for. Up to.
I can say right now, but we, go ahead and talk about it. But we know how this is going to play out.
How you think it's going to play out? Nothing's going to happen to him.
So here's what I think is going to happen. All right. So the reason what he got arrested for was basically gun charges, right? Felony gun charges. Not what we were after for, or they. Yeah, that's.
Can you explain like the reasoning though? It's not even like the deepest thing. It's something that 99% of people would do.
You're gonna have to correct me because I'm not exactly sure because I didn't pay attention to the trial. Let's trade attention to.
Oh, really? The what he got caught on for the 3 charges is the failure to admit the drug use part. That's it.
That's right. Because they said that he bought the weapon while he was under the influence of a controlled substance. So, yeah. So, and that's the thing, right? But which is a thing. And obviously, yes, he should go to jail because there are plenty of people who have gone to jail for a longer time for less. But you know what's going to happen?
What?
Regardless of how the election plays out, because Joe would effectively have an opportunity here to pardon him, right? He's not going to pardon his son.
He's not.
He will not pardon him. He will commute his sentence. He will not pardon him.
Yeah, he's already said he won't pardon him.
Yeah. So what that means is all he's going to do is just basically like, essentially he's just going to write a check for time served and then it's done, right? And that's the end of it. So I think all that's gonna happen is he'll go to jail. He might spend a little bit of time, but him doing like 20-something years before Joe gets out of office,
not gonna do it.
He'll commute his sentence easily.
Yeah. Well, he said he wasn't going to commute. He said he wasn't going to commute his sentence or pardon.
Did he say that or pardon?
He said pardon. He said pardon.
See that is the difference. Because if he says he's not going to pardon him, that pardoning somebody basically means that it won't exist on your record, right? Commuting your sentence effectively means, while it's going to stay on your record, it's still going to stay on your record. You're not going to serve any time for this. So he would have been committed of it'll show up on his record as he has a felony, but he ain't going to do no time.
Yeah,
which also makes me wonder if Trump does any jail time, if he would commute his sentence.
I doubt it. I don't see him spending, even if he does go to jail, I don't see him spending a week in there. For optics, they're gonna lock him up, put him in the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah.
And walk him right out the back door. Still a powerful man. He still has his hands in things. And people still think they need him.
And he still gets a Secret Service detail too on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't see too much of anything happening to him if he does. Well, he's been found guilty, but other than that, no, I don't see too much happening.
We got a month to his sentence, but yeah, but I think
for people like us,
see, the interesting conversation about all this is like, Trump was found guilty on his charges.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Biden was found guilty on his charges, but yet it's interesting seeing the discourse between both sides on how they look at this.
They look at it. Yes.
Because on the GOP side of the house, it's like Hunter is guilty and all the other stuff, but yet Trump, it's like the legal system has failed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, I don't want to say it's quite the same, but it certainly is. It's like, oh, well, they're just gun charges. It's not that big of a deal. And it's like, well, I mean, it is. You bought a weapon while you were under the influence of a controlled substance. I mean, that's not good.
No. You still broke the law.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you broke the law. That's par for course is what has to happen.
But as far as any jail time, no. Before I will say this, after it won't happen until after the election is done. But yeah, he's not gonna. He will not serve that entire. Even if they give him all 20-something years, he will not serve that entire time. I promise you that.
No, not at all. And it is what it is. I mean, we're kind of used to seeing things like this happen. I don't think anybody would be surprised if we didn't see these guys at IHOP the next day. It's not going to surprise anybody.
All right, but Joe Biden has a slightly different case because that is his son.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if we were in the same position, what would you do?
If your child, and you're asking if we were a powerful person,
if you were
the president, did some dumb shit.
Yes, if you were the president and you had the opportunity to just basically make it go away, what would you do? Because it's his decision.
I don't think I would. I know that sounds crazy. People are like, why not? And it's like I respect the Constitution. I don't think many others do, and it's like it's just. I have ethics, and I don't know why I do sometimes, but I wouldn't probably do it. No, I'm just saying, not to be mean, but I don't think a lot of people have ethics anymore. People don't. That's what I mean.
I got you.
Yeah, not to say like, wait, what you mean you don't have ethics?
I mean, you're right, and I think anybody, I can't lie. If I had the pull to get my child out of a situation like that, I probably would not hesitate to get them out of a situation.
I would do the pull before I would have to pardon them. Let's say that. The pardon, I'd be like, see, you let it get this far. That's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, I got you.
I ain't saying I'm dropping off $500,000 in a bag with a random person walking to your house, but I'm gonna make back channel communication.
Meaning 200,000.
Yeah. There'll be some brown envelopes in the garage being handed back and forth, is what you're saying.
Yeah, something. Nah, you just make it well to where they'll get a good job to where it'll increase their pay. Never hand over the cash. That's how you do it. Make sure they'll be. Yeah. Can't have a money trail.
Yeah, but I mean, I think with this whole thing, it kind of sets a bad precedent. I mean.
We here now, man.
Yeah, we're here, and it's like we're just regular people going about our day-to-day lives, doing what we have to feed our families. But we can do something half as bad as what these guys are doing, and we'll never see the light of day again. Probably won't even get news coverage, depending on how big it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's do you, as the spirit of the country, put these people behind bars for as long as they get sentenced to prove a point? Or do you allow people to sneak through the system and get away with shit for whatever reasons?
They trying to let somebody do everything wrong under the sun and slide by. So,
right.
I mean, it's funny how things have like turned like the total opposite. They wanted to lock Hillary up for something that even the FBI director said is really nothing to even press charges about.
Right.
They try to say lock up Joe over reasons that made no sense, that didn't really exist.
No.
They used to say Obama with war crimes or something like that. But I'm like, y'all were willing to do some very inhumane things in other places. And I'm like, he used drones.
Yeah.
To do stuff we weren't classified to know. But yet, you know, they're military experts. I don't know, man. I feel like we're in bizarro world.
It's all weird, and it's a lot of strangeness about this whole thing. Everybody's kind of watching it, but I think most people are tired of hearing about it. But most of us are watching it to see what happens.
Which, the Hunter Biden part?
Yeah, the Hunter Biden part.
I'm halfway paying attention.
I think both. Yeah. Trump and because it's just going to be interesting to see how, when both sentences are carried out, how both sides are going to respond to the news. These are two high-profile people with, you know, an affiliation with, you know, presidential matters. And
real quick, because I wasn't on last week, did y'all talk about, like, I guess the upcoming sentencing of Trump? Was it in July, right?
Yeah, it's in July.
So did y'all talk? I don't know if y'all talk about it, but somebody made a good point of all the shit he was talking after the case. And what he doesn't understand is that anything that you utter will be able to be on record in the sentencing. Like, they can use that against you.
Yeah.
How does he not understand to shut the fuck up? I have never seen anybody
Nobody's telling you to shut the fuck up.
No, right. Yeah. And I think that's
because they pretty much said, like, you just because you were president, like, you still run just like me and you. You don't get any immunity. You don't get immunity for doing stuff like that. Hell no. If that, we still have anarchy.
Not only that, but see, the judge is responsible for sentencing him. And if he talked all that noise, the judge kind of has to do something to prove a point, because then if he doesn't, what will happen is that anybody who comes up after him is going to then say, you know, some sort of bias or whatever the case.
You have to set
he's going to set. Yes, he going whatever which is why I do honestly think he's going to get hit with something. I don't. Now he's not going to get like whatever 4 years for every count. Like, that ain't happening. But he's going to get hit with something.
It's going to be,
Ryan said, like, orange jumpsuit, and he can walk right back out the back door. Like, that might be the case, but still, yeah, they're gonna dock him.
What do you think the people's backlash will be if it's not say like there's something to where it hinders him getting elected, not elected, him even being on a ballot?
You know what, man?
Think I'll be honest. Anything?
It's going to be really interesting to see how this is going to play out, because this is territory we haven't really gone through. We never had, like, so the reality is that both political parties operate like sports teams at this point, right? So you're talking about, you know, fanaticism across both sides, right? But to this level, like, there's just something, it's like some stuff you're like, okay, yeah, we gotta kind of like, this doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
I think with this here, it's hard to say, because there are people who are effectively looking at him as if he, you know, it's almost cultish. And I'm not trying to say that about anyone's intelligence, right? Because there's some really, really very, very intelligent people who fall into the cult trap. But it seems to like it's hitting that way where there is no regard for what the person can do. It's almost like you remember in American Gangster, where, you know, Denzel was basically like, I could shoot a guy in the middle of the street and no one's gonna do anything. Trump himself even said it. And I think we're at that point, unfortunately.
Okay.
So It'll be It's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Because to say that, oh, we know how this is going to fold, we don't. Because there are a lot of people who honestly believe that, he has made them doubt the institutions that we stand on so well to the point where they're like, yeah, but for him, it's got to be different.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's frustrating. I think, and I think that's what everybody else is kind of thinking too. Is frustrating. Like, these guys are clearly going to get off.
Clearly, oh
yeah, clearly. Like, I don't. Whether you like either of these guys or not, whatever side of the aisle you're on, you know what power is, and you know what people with power do. Mm-hmm. So I don't really think anybody is expecting anything other than these guys getting off and going about their lives or their regular days.
So, like a classic, like psychology study. Like, he fits like all that stuff. When people I guess feel slighted, they try to slide themselves in the rooms they really don't deserve to be in, and then like you get picked on, and then you just want to lash out at people. Like, he's like the classic case of it.
Yeah.
But it's like you brought it all on yourself. It ain't like people like did it to where, they were picking on you. Like, no, you deserve all the smoke. Like, I know we've said it tons of times. I'm like, bruh, you're the reason a football league did not exist, and that's why you've been blackballed from owning any type of franchise.
A whole football league.
A whole football league that was prospering at the time that was pretty much probably 2 or 3 years close to getting some of those teams to merge into the NFL. Like, the NFL could have hit their 32 or 30 team mark earlier than it did in the not mid-90s, but I guess early 2000s. But he got greedy and fucked it up. And in 1984-85, like, they were done, the USFL. So just everything he does is bad. And he's just, ever since then, he started being kind of weird. A lot of people have tracked him since then. He's been kind of weird. And starving for power. And it's just weird. Like, I don't know.
It is strange.
But I don't know how the people who are, on a lower economic scale, like, started believing him. That's what confused me.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do want to real quick here, I kind of bootleg this thing and we're on TikTok now. Yeah. So hopefully this thing catches on and we can get this right. I'm kind of not doing it the way you're supposed to, but I'm hoping everything and the audio's coming through. If anybody comes in, we can just, what'd you do that for?
Because it's a trap.
Don't want to be seen.
It's a trap. Don't implicate yourself. But yeah, just on the politics side, that's what's going on. We're watching the Hunter Biden thing. We're watching the Trump thing. Whatever happens. I mean, I don't really think anybody's life is going to be affected too tough from any of this. I doubt it. I mean, but it is what it is. Don't break the law, asshole. Yeah.
Common man, do not break the law.
Yeah, exactly.
Common man, do not.
Regular people, you can't do that shit. Yeah, there are people in jail for bootlegging CDs in 1998. So please don't think you can come out here. And I know Marcus like to talk about Young Thug's case. That motherfucker been on that RICO case for the last what Marcus said, 150 days.
It's been longer than. Well, it's actually been well longer than that.
It's been a while. It's been a while. So yeah, we're keeping an eye. I'm not really too heavily invested in that situation. I know it's happening. What's going on, Ken? What's going on, Rob? People, yeah, exactly. People still in jail for pot.
Right.
So yeah, it's just one of them things. So everything else been going on. The finals are winding down. What we got? 3 games left, possibly.
Sports.
Possibly.
Yeah. Right now, Dallas will have to win 4 straight. That don't seem like it's going to happen, but
yeah. I figured they were going to put up a bigger fight. Y'all had 2 sweeps in a row with the final. Well, the round before this, and Now it's going to end in a sweep. No, it's not. It's not because it was 1-1. It's 1-2 now.
Wins tomorrow. If Boston wins tomorrow, it's a sweep.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I went to bed. I had no desire. I don't know why.
You just lost interest? Is it not as exciting as
I did. I don't know why. I did.
Huh.
I started watching game 2, and I'm weird. Like, sloppy basketball annoys me, and much of game 2 felt sloppy to me, and I turned the channel. I don't know why I'm like that.
Gotcha.
I can say I'm still, and it's crazy, this type of basketball existed for a while now, but I'm still getting acclimated to the let's take a bad shot because there's a chance it scores more points and it fits. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like it because it makes no sense. Because my thing is CP3 got a wet jumper, and that shit be keeping them in game when he has a decent team around him. And he don't shoot threes. Like, I think of stuff like that.
I hear a lot of the people who've been watching basketball for 20, 30 years, 30, 40 years, whatnot. They compare the game now to like the game, let's say, in late 90s, early 2000s.
Ooh,
and it seems like, it seems like there's a lot more. I'm gonna make a highlight reel for myself than it used to be.
Yeah.
What is that? What do you think that's attributed to? Is it just people
AAU? AAU.
So you completely
even NFL, even NBA players on podcasts say it. AAU has fucked these kids. And it's kind of just trickled this way into the NBA. Now, don't get me wrong. These players can play better than that. But the thing is, if a mass of teams play like that, you kind of got to play like that to keep up with them. Like, we ain't going to play like, not say ground and pound. That's more so like football. But we're not going to, walk the ball up the court, run a play, drop it into the big man for 2. You're going to get smoked that way right now. You can do that every now and then, but you can't do it like you did in the 90s, where the late 90s, early 2000s, where the damn score was 79-75. Oh, no. People scoring 130 points, not going to overtime now.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. It's hard to watch, man.
Somebody like me, okay, I watch sports. I do. But I'm not as heavily into it as you guys are. My thing is, with people being stronger, taller, faster, just more athletic than they used to be, why hasn't the field been adjusted for things like this?
I think that's a good football question.
Like,
you think the football
harder?
Not harder, but push the 3-point line a little bit further back. In football
and basketball,
20 yards.
I don't know.
I mean, the 3-point line actually for the NBA is pretty far. Like,
it is, but you see people like fucking what's the light skinned dude name with the beautiful family and shit.
Come on, Steph Curry.
Yeah, you see Steph Curry come up and throw this shit in like he dropping something in the trash can.
Yeah, like, you go stand there in the NBA 3, you'll be like, damn, this shit kind of far.
Again, he's a professional.
But I was going to say that's repetition. And,
he's a professional. He practices. LeBron practices. Spends $10 million a year on his body just to be good.
And genetics for him.
But okay, brother Nick. But somebody said something weird on TikTok just now. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so for the athletes who actually play this game and spend time on their body and do all this,
Rob, stupid.
Don't you think that they need to make it a little more challenging for these guys? A little bit more challenging?
I mean,
a might be more challenging.
But it's like what?
But then if you do that, all the records become kind of skewed, just like it is for the 3-point.
The records are skewed anyway
versus the non-3-pointer. Yeah, I think the NFL is definitely skewed for all these quarterbacks throw for all these yards because they throw like damn near twice as much as they used to now. Shaq even said, he's like, man, people are just running by me on the damn all-time point list. Shit, everybody
exactly. And that's what I was going to ask. Like, how many of these records, all-time scorer, all-time rebounds, all-time defensive player, how many of them are still valid past 10 years ago?
I think nobody gonna pass LeBron for a minute.
Enough, they're still playing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Rob. Rob, what did you say?
I'm on my iPad, so I have to go back and forth. I can't.
Yeah, I lost the chat and I can't look at the screen.
Two white starters. You sound like Caitlin Clark fans.
Jesus, these are our new. Go ahead.
No, I said, when did Caitlin get "quote unquote" denied from the Olympic team? Was that like before the last show?
Last week.
After last show?
That was last week.
That's if y'all want to talk about that.
She has not put in the work to get on the Olympic team. She's a freshman in the NBA.
Or rookie.
Rookie in the NBA. Nobody. She's not supposed to be on that team. They want this woman's career to just be paved in gold, and for her to walk into any door she wants to. She got to earn like everybody else. And if she's getting knocked down by other players, play harder. Go ahead.
Nah, DEI, man. They just want her to be handed stuff.
Oh, it doesn't make sense.
They even made a point. There's several points to be made of people who've been snubbed. What's NECA's last name? Okay, what's her last name? The one that got the sister, Chanae. What's their last name?
Agumake.
Yeah, like I don't want to say it wrong. They're Nigerian, but born in America. But like, she's been an MVP and not made the team before. Candace Parker, who is a freaking first ballot Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer when her time comes up, didn't make a team because the damn coach don't fuck with her like that. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, they even said, like, she never really spent time with that team like the other people did. Like, it just doesn't happen. That basketball team normally takes the best that are cohesive because they want to kick motherfuckers' ass. That's what they do with that team. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie. When I looked at the point guards and guards out of that team, she doesn't necessarily fit, quote unquote, like that because she's an okay ball handler, but she don't play defense.
Yeah.
So, like, she dribbles very well and gets the ball where it needs to go, but, like, is she going to be pushing it like Diana? And Diana's 42, about to be 42, and still out here murking. And knows the system. So it's like, how can we just hand it to her?
I kind of don't think they were expecting people to pay this much attention to professional women's basketball now. And now that people are, they're like, holy shit, we put this chick in here who we thought we're going to dominate. And people see that she is kind of a weak link in the game.
She's adjusting.
Much is given, much is expected.
She's adjusting. Ooh. I'll give her that. She's adjusting. Yeah, she just got in there. She got to learn.
But Angel Reese is playing better.
It's the next level. They keep talking about you want to get to the next level of the game. This is the next level.
I didn't even expect Angel to play this well. I can admit to it. I didn't, but she's out here cooking right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, is she either gonna nut up or shut up? I mean, you just got to play harder.
She'll be in the league. She'll never leave the league. Like, she's good. She'll be there. She's not gonna be able to be like, damn, she might fuck around and get cut. Because some great players have gotten cut off the team. She won't. No. Oh. She's that good. She just and I will say there is one thing people aren't talking about as much. I hear it every now and then. She is on a roster that's top heavy, and then it's a fall off. And I don't understand why their roster is so weak for like the third year in a row. And it's like, y'all got Leah Boston, you got her, and then it's like,
yeah,
it's a fall off.
Rob says she's a hetero white farm girl playing against grown ass primarily black lesbian women.
That's exactly what Americans may be saying. They make a good point. It's like they're trying to push her so hard because, like, oh, we got to make it not the black lesbian league. And I'm like, there's a lot of girls in here who ain't lesbians, but y'all only talk about the lesbians. It's weird. Are y'all obsessed?
Well, they're used to it. They're used to it. People, that's just conditioning. We're used to looking at women athletes as being lesbian.
There's so many that are not, though. That's what we do.
Right. That's right. I mean, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of black folk that don't got kids out of here out of wedlock and robbing motherfuckers at the convenience store. But
God damn, that was a salad of a sandwich.
Kind of used to it.
Sorry.
Kind of used to people saying it. So it becomes a thing. It grows legs. Asia Wilson is better than Clark by tenfold.
That's the equivalent of people automatically thought I played football when I say I went to USC. I get that all the time.
Do I have to bring up how many times people asked us if we played football when we went to Vegas?
Yeah, that did happen.
What's big news? Can't just be hanging out.
I did have like the USC like coaches thing on and a hat. I remember on the plane just because it was the easiest thing for me to grab that morning to throw on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I get them on that, but yeah, nah. I got there on my academic prowess. Thank you very much.
So I don't know. I think maybe just I think there's a population of people looking for a hero. And right now they're just attaching themselves to her because she looks like the most likely person. Problem is, she's spending a lot of time on the floor, on her back.
That sounded relaxed.
I ain't mean to make it sound like that. You know what I mean, damn it.
Nah, you're right.
Y'all know what I mean.
One of those people. No, she is one of those people that flops, and it's kind of like you're not helping your case. To where basketball purists are annoyed at how much you do that, and then it's like, come on. Like, but you're gonna do it, but it's like, girl, y'all getting your ass kicked. There's no need to be flopping right now. You do that when it's a tight game. You flop like that.
Yeah. So it's just what it is. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Her game will develop. I'm not expecting Jordan or LeBron her freshman year.
I think next year is going to be interesting. I
think next year she gets time to Brian acting like the WB frog. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I still got an episode from years ago. I was crying. I cried.
She plays the part. She gets out there, does what she has to do. Season's over. She works out. She gets bigger, stronger. Works on what she can expect from the next year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she needs some weight on.
She's very linky. That's actually a very valid point. Compared to some of the other girls, she's linky. That's why she kind of get thrown around.
Yeah, so by the time the next season starts, we'll see exactly what happens. I think we're all kind of interested in what happens with her and the other girls that got drafted and landed a team.
They just got to talk about the other teams more, the other stuff going on in the league more. I'm so tired of hearing about her. And there's no slight to her. She's actually playing okay for a rookie, but it's like, bruh, you got Asia cooking. MVP status again. You got the Liberty balling again to where it's like, look like they're going to meet each other. Mm-hmm. Like, you got like Angel doing well. You got a lot of people playing well. And
well,
that's all they talk about.
Keep in mind, for the reporters and the analysts and all these people, they have never had to talk about women's sports, and they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it.
That's absolutely right.
So right now, they're throwing out shit that is familiar. So if you turn through the channels and you hear me say Caitlin Clark, you're gonna say, "Hey, what are they talking about her again for?" Right. So what they're trying to do is it's kind of like clickbait, live clickbait. They're trying to figure out how to present this sport to the masses and make it interesting. Because let's be honest, if WNBA started, nobody cared. Seats were empty, stands were empty, and I think with Caitlin in playing where she's playing, those tickets did what, like triple?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But on the contrary, the Aces were out there selling tickets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those things, and I know there have been really, really good female basketball players before this class. I know that. I understand that, but it takes time. Mm-hmm. It does. It takes time. I mean, look at all the extra football brands that have popped up and died because people didn't know how to talk about them or present them or bring people to the games.
Yeah, whatever. What's the league now? UFL? Is that what it's called?
Is it the USFL?
Whatever it is. Boy, I caught a game on TV, boy. There's nobody at that motherfucker.
Nobody, because nobody's talking about them. They don't. There's all these sports shows, all these sports podcasts out right now, and nobody's talking about the USFL. Nobody knows who's playing on these teams. I couldn't tell you where a team is. Do we have a team in South Carolina?
No. I wouldn't go see it then. What about you gotta figure out how to like Matt Corral, like all these players who like were overhyped in college, the quarterbacks at least. I don't even pay for the position. I'm like, no, I'm cool.
Yeah. I just think it's one of those things where we're so comfortable with what we're used to. Change is not allowed. No new friends, no new sports teams. You know,
you'd be better off on the Hornets.
You'd have been better off just making new NFL teams and putting them in states that didn't have them. At least you'd have to watch them at that point. Yeah, absolutely. Shit, we need one.
Nah.
Come on. I don't know
why do these people down here only like watch college. That's something I peeped. So
there you go.
Yeah. Because this is the last connection. It's the last connection with their kids before they get pro and forget about them.
Yeah, I don't see it happening here.
Yeah. No. USC pretty much got a chokehold on Columbia.
The closest thing you're going to get new to a pro team is in our lifetime. I think Charlotte will end up with a baseball team, perhaps, maybe. I still don't think it's soon, but perhaps that's the closest thing I can see happening. Because they're big enough. If your city has a AAA team, that means you're pretty much one of those places on the brink to where you'll end up with a baseball team. But I just still don't think it's anytime soon. But that
Rob said the NFL is woke. I don't know if Rob understands how much I hate when people use that word wrong. Yeah.
The NFL is actually barely woke, but it's too woke for them.
Yeah, it's their woke, not our woke. Not the real woke.
Their woke. Nah, it's not.
Yeah. So, and that was our sports segment. Welcome into the company. If anybody is just joining us, if anybody's just joining us, we do this podcast every Thursday at 9:00. We'll try to do it every Thursday at 9:00. Welcome in. For the people on TikTok, if you're watching this, what's going on? How are you? Hats off to you. Hey, if you're on TikTok and you catch this, hit my like button or the stars or whatever they do and give us some money.
Nigga, do you know?
The like button or the star. Give us money.
I'll figure out.
Trump. You sound like Trump talking about the black colleges and universities. This nigga don't even know the term HBCU existed, and yet he tried to claim he gave.
I just heard he didn't know what an HBCU was.
But yet he said he's done so much.
Oh my God!
But yet he said he's done so much. I sent y'all a video in the chat, but I'm sure many people didn't see it. It was about a 20-minute video where this guy who works with Black School broke down where the money came from, like in the past and the current, and how it kind of started was under the first Bush. It wasn't a lot of money.
Bush.
Obama, I guess they oversighted, didn't really change it. And then he's, oh no. So he went back and added way more money to it and extended it from like 3 years to 10 years, the amount of money before they would re-up on it. But yet Trump keeps saying that he did it. And they even said like on his first budget, he wiped it out almost completely. No, he left it flat. And then on the next budget, he didn't even have it in there. But yet he keeps saying that he did it. It's a complete lie.
You know what? I watched the movie today, and I think y'all probably saw this old movie called The Invention of Lying. And it has this there's a British comedian, and I forgot his name. But he lives in this world where nobody lies. Everybody tells the truth. It's like, how are you doing? I had shit this morning, and I'm thinking about killing myself. Like everybody was completely 100% truthful with everything they said. Then all of a sudden, he was in a situation where he was about to be evicted. He went to the bank. He only had $300 in the bank. He needed $800 to pay his rent. And the lady asked him, she said, how much do you need? He said, $800. And he said, well, let me check my system. Says, oh, you only have $300. But I saw that. She said, you only have $300, but there must be a mistake. Here's $800. So she just gave it to him off his word.
Okay.
So through that, he's like, hey, I did this thing where I told somebody something that wasn't true and they believed me. And I feel like these people that follow him live in this world where they're completely oblivious to what a lie is. So they have to believe it because he said it. He said it. It must be true. He wouldn't say anything that's a lie. How are you? You on the TikTok?
Yeah, I went to TikTok.
Can you hear everybody?
Now I turned it all the way down just because it wouldn't bleed into the mic. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, turn it up and see if you can hear everybody, because that's what I'm wondering. I'm looking at the
Turn it up and see if you can hear everybody.
Okay, so I hear me.
I'm wondering. I'm looking at the Somebody says something. Okay, so I hear me. I'm wondering. I'm looking at the
Yeah, it's okay. You're good. Oh, Gucci.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah, Rob said that's called privilege. I understand it's called privilege, but it just feels like, how do you know somebody? How do you deal with somebody looking you dead in your face and lying? And all you can do is say, okay, he said it. It must be true. He can't be lying to me. It's impossible. Why would he lie to me? Rob looked like he just came into TikTok.
Yeah, fine.
But yeah, that's just strange to me. And like I think we've said it before, 10, 15, 20 years from now, there's going to be classes about this time in history. This time in history. Yeah. There's studies. They're going to have people come in and talk about how was it? What did you think about that time in your life? Hey Rob, hit that that button that gives us likes and give us some money.
You're a dick.
That's gonna be our new slogan. Give us some money. But anyway, enough about that. That's just something I'd be wondering about. Like, how do you just blatantly let somebody lie to you like that? Mobile.
Yep.
Oh my God.
What? What's going on, guys?
With his eyes shut.
Hey man, we getting old, man.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it's almost bedtime, man.
Okay.
To quote Usher.
Okay. So we've had a few things going on in the music industry recently. There's been just kind of rapid topic things. We don't got to spend a lot of time on it. Megan had a tape that was released. Apparently it was a deep fake, and she's a little bent out of shape over that people actually created a deep fake of her getting it. So, you know.
Oh yeah, that was stupid. Why?
Yeah, that was if it was fake. And that's my thing. Like, it's so easy now.
Oh, it was. Somebody posted on Twitter the side by side.
Oh, so it was. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
like
just
that same day. I'm like, I was like, where y'all be going to find this stuff so fast? I feel like people really don't be
Twitter
working, dog.
Twitter
to post it to Twitter.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Because man, I swear, I go to Twitter and 2 minutes later, it's just why is this on my Twitter?
Be 24 hours, 48 hours late if they find it anywhere else. I'm like, man, Twitter been on that, bro.
Twitter been on it. Yeah. Some of the things I tell y'all about, I seen on Twitter. I'm like, you late, Brian. Remember the thing I was talking about the other day? The Chloe.
Chloe what?
Something happened and her things was all in the camera. And he was like, yeah, B, we saw that already. I just saw
Holly.
Yeah, Holly. I'm sorry. I don't know.
That's why I was like, Chloe.
Which one is Holly? The mantis?
The young one.
Yeah, the praying mantis.
Fucking with Brian.
6 praying mantis.
See? And your kids will be praying mantis.
And I'll love them like they're my own. I don't know what that meant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been going on. And I think it's making people more aware that deepfake is a real thing. And I don't believe that there's any legal implications for making them now, which is making it more frustrating for artists and such. And now they have the thing where they can do your voice and create a whole rap song, apparently.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Wow. But Adobe has made it like stupid easy at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have like some crazy tools that fill in gaps and creating your own voice models for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get real interesting to see how people are going to be swayed with information.
I think it's just kind of making us rely less on living. Like, we ain't got to go nowhere no more. You want to hear a new song from somebody? Tell AI to make it.
I think the real benefit, and I'm late as hell on thinking this. It didn't hit me till last week, 2 weeks ago. Like with like the NCAA game coming out, like back in the day, those people had to say every fucking name. So like, let's say, remember the games didn't have names on it. So like, let's say you put your last name as a player, you type in Brown, it would say like Kirk Herbstreit will say Brown, or what Brad Nessler back then Brown. It's like, but now due to AI, they probably only have to say this, I guess, conglomeration of like certain words and things like that, and it gets the tone and inflections to where that game can say whatever it wants, any name, and figure it out to where it's like the game shouldn't get stale on you like they used to back in the day when it comes to the sports game. I said it's about to be really interesting now.
Mm-hmm. It is that they need us less and just need more innovation.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, like I've said it before, with me doing the voiceover stuff, they need voiceover people less because AI is getting more seamless. There was a time when you could hear the stops and the pauses, and
I still hear it when I listen to YouTube videos.
You do, yeah. But it's
I
not
hear it every time.
It's getting better.
It just sounds dead to me.
It's just getting better now.
I would agree.
Yeah,
it is getting better, but I always can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll even catch where they say a word wrong or a name wrong. I go, oh no, you keep saying it over and over again. That even makes sense.
The same way.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell it. The only problem is you can't tell a computer that it's wrong.
I mean, you can.
It's doing it. English is just stupid, so it says it the way it probably should be said.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell a computer is wrong. You just got to change that voice model up.
Yeah, when they rendered that video, they probably did not go back and catch those. Yeah, that's what I always notice.
Yeah,
they're like, now we don't have time to proofread. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Mobile, I'm assuming you don't have anything for us tonight, since
Oh,
he's sleepy.
Sleepy Joe is what we call him.
Are you sleepy, man?
Brian the snitch.
I had one.
While Mobile is looking for his feature, we call this Mobile's Moment, guys. We got a second every time. Every week we bring something that Mobile's been pondering or thinking about, and he posts talk about it. While he's doing that, I'm going to give y'all some things to watch. The Boys season 4 has started, and they released 3 new episodes. It is just as good as it's been the last 3 seasons.
Never seen it.
To watch that show.
You have not watched any of The Boys.
Have not watched any of it.
You know you must be talking to Rich. You know I ain't seen shit.
Rich. Yeah, I know you had seen. I actually think you would like it. Like, it's such
I believe you. I have a short attention span the older I get, man. I'm tired.
I think whoever wrote this show, whoever directed the show, took into consideration the short attention span of people. Because it is something that's always like, oh, I'm awake. Yep, that just happened. That just fucking happened. So give The Boys a watch. It is an amazing show.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, there's nothing but good things to say about it. It's a good show.
Amazon honestly seems like they have a thing for evil Superman.
Because it needs to be told. It's a story that needs to be out, and they're just capitalized on it. What they got? The Boys, Gen V, Diabolical, Invincible. Yeah, so
because Omni-Man's just evil Superman. Homelander's practically evil Superman.
Yeah, let me see what Mobile got here.
I ain't got nothing
in here. Oh, I thought you said you had something.
No, man. I did, and I guess somehow I deleted it. I don't know.
I will tell you, for my Star Wars fans though, I've watched every episode of The Acolyte so far.
Which show is that?
I have too.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. It's a Star Wars show.
No. Yeah. I just saw. Where was I? I just saw something.
Yeah, it's a show with a whole bunch of Jedi talking about stuff. And I will say this: I'm not.
What's the one with Rosario Dawson?
Rosario.
That's Ahsoka, which is also exceptionally mediocre. But
damn.
Wait a minute. So first of all, I read between that. You said also exceptionally mediocre.
Mediocre.
So you think Alkalite is mediocre too? Acolyte. I keep saying Alkalite like it's an alcoholic. Acolyte.
Nah, it's. Here's the thing: the third episode should have been the first episode, without question.
Well, there's
I saw a poster for it somewhere,
and there are a lot of series that do present, past,
which is stupid because it's like everything in the show is established at that point. So just make the third episode like you understand the conflict, the motivation of the character going through it. Like
no, but they
all the stuff.
Go ahead.
All the stuff people complain about, I'm like, sure, okay, whatever. But I mean, the construction of the show it seems really stupid. Like to me, that's really what it comes down to in the story.
I think they needed to show that. So I don't want to give away nothing about it.
So the thing is, it's a twist. It's like a twist or a surprise in the first episode or second episode that they use that to set up, and that's why the third episode exists. But it's like, okay, that twist isn't really that interesting, so I don't really care. Like, just tell me the story. And the thing is, I am viewing it from the outside anyway. Let me just experience it as it's going. I honestly just think the show is poorly constructed. I mean, and there are issues with it that where it's just not interesting. But the show,
And see, with you, me knowing you, I know you're coming from a place of you're a fan of the franchise,
right?
You know, they're not doing certain things justice, or they could have done this with this. There are a group of people.
Oh yeah.
That are pissed off at this show.
Oh yeah.
Because of the lesbians in it.
Yeah, it's just like, okay.
Why are lesbians make people mad?
There are reasons, man, and I don't get it. Like I like watching it. I'm like, okay, sure. We have people who can move stuff with their mind, and we have a thrustered pancake moving like an F-22. Like, if you're telling me that is the thing that pisses you off in this series, okay.
Somehow everybody knows what a big dog is saying, Chewbacca.
Right. Yeah, like
damn, these women ain't supposed to love each other.
He is literally making sounds.
They have a problem, or the people watching it have a problem?
People watching
have a problem.
Just making sure I was following.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, Brian, to your point, man, Chewbacca sounds like I'm gargling Listerine, and like all of a sudden you can simply just decipher this. Oh, okay.
And I've intently listened to him serve two lines.
It's the same line.
That sound the same. But he said two completely different things.
This is what you're mad about. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there are structural issues with the way the story is told. Like I said, there are certain things that just aren't interesting. But that, to me, that whole thing was like, oh, all right, this is where we are now. Cool. Fine. All right.
Yeah. I just don't think people can. I don't think people know how to be happy anymore.
That, Brian, that is probably 90% of it. It's like, I remember when The Last Jedi came out, and one of the criticisms of the film was that the bombs dropped from space like it was World War II, and there's no gravity in space. I'm like, you were literally in the next 45 minutes about to watch a spaceship that literally has a LED strip on the back about to fly like it's in Top Gun Maverick.
Jesus. Yes.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine.
Now, I did catch myself on one scene. Something exploded in outer space and there was fire. I was like, "Hey, a minute, it can't be fire in outer space."
But all right.
But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let the movie. I'm gonna let the movie be a movie.
Remember the Death Star blew up, and it's got like this whole fire ring and everything. It's like, but that space.
No. Oxygen. Yeah. Impossible.
Hey, you know what, man? You literally have a plasma beam that stops. Okay, just let it be. They don't think too hard. This is Star Wars. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. It can be stupid. Star Wars can be stupid, and it's fine. Let it be.
Let movies be stupid.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta hit.
Be entertained by Don Toretto going outer space with a DeLorean or whatever the fuck they was driving, and coming back and pulling a safe down the highway in Venice. Let movies be movies. Hey man, everything can't be based on a true story. As a matter of fact, when I watch a movie and I see based on a true story at the beginning, I turn it off. I don't want to see it because I'm not going to see no dragon. I'm not going to see no aliens in this movie.
I mean, you might. It's just based.
I like people to lie to me. That's why I like sci-fi.
So so to your point, somebody's lying to you in your face, and you're okay with it.
God damn it. Yeah, but they ain't trying to sell me my freedom. It's a trap. They ain't trying to sell me my freedom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You set yourself up for that one, man.
Yeah, I did. I like sci-fi. And I there's something you have to do when you sit down and you watch a fiction movie. You have to let go of something. You know? And letting go of that something in your life for that hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, in Marvel's case, 3 hours sometimes. It's relaxing and it's kind of like therapy.
Right.
Unfortunately, movie's over, you got to go back to it, bills, nagging people, all that shit. But for that 2 or 3 hours, you're free. Because you're here. There's a talking drag Brave. What is it called? Iron. What was it? Dragonheart.
Dragonheart.
With what's his name?
John Connery.
John Connery playing the dragon. That movie was ridiculous. But
it was great. It was great.
It gave me a chance to get away from whatever was going on at that time. And Fiji Water got recalled because people was getting sick off of it, right? It's too late. I saw you drinking Fiji water. I had to tell you. Hey, don't. Oh, it's too late.
A lot of people.
You good now? They already pulled that stuff.
They did. I didn't want to really address it because my aunt and family members, they know that we drink it. And,
there's certain people you don't mention.
I know it got recalled. Like, yes, I know it got recalled. And yes, I did the research to see if it was recalled. So, but they pulled 99% from Amazon where they actually did. So it's like, but
yeah. I think somebody stuck their finger in the water or something like that, or peed in it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. One of them. Any music shit going on? I know it's been quiet since the whole Drake thing.
So not mid music.
I mean, the things that happen are not really
not noteworthy.
Big. So the young lady that passed away, the hip hop artist, I think her name was Enchanting. Yeah.
Oh, y'all are telling me something I ain't know.
So this young lady, she was a hip hop artist. Her name was Enchanting. She passed away last week, and there have been a lot of
and she was a member of Gucci Mane's 1017 label. So
yeah. Now I was trying to find out how she passed away, and I did see something about an overdose, a drug overdose.
Possibly.
Death is serious. It affects people around that person, family, friends, blah, blah, blah. When you have somebody that's kind of a influencer or whatever you want to call them, get up and on his platform say she was a dope head, why y'all being sad about it, blah, blah, blah. Even though it's the truth, do you think that it is still something necessary to say? Or do you kind of just let people be in their feelings about the situation?
There's a time and a place for everything. That's not one of them.
Because I mean, let's be honest. A lot of hip hop artists, a lot of R&B artists, rock and roll, whatever, have passed away, and some of them have been in bad situations or have caused bad situations before they died. Mm-hmm. Do those things have to be brought to light after they die, or should we just let their past be the past and kind of, give our respects?
There's a time and a place for it. And yeah, because it's one thing to have an understanding of what actually happened, but it's another to be like, the day after, then all of a sudden bring all that stuff to the forefront. It's like, hey,
wound's still open.
Grief is a process,
Yeah. And on the other hand, should we even hold these people to this high level or this high standard after they passed away, knowing that they possibly led a bad life caused by themselves, caused by them?
I mean, I guess the way to look at it, that's relative too, right? Because, from our vantage point, it could be seen as bad, to them or people that were in their circle. They may have been living their best life as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to say. It's just that, when it, to your point, when it comes to death, that's a very serious thing. And I think that most people, people lack decorum when it comes to stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And the way I would look at it is like this. The things people say definitely are stated differently if they're in front of the person who is affected by whatever the situation is. I always look at it like this: is like, would you say it the same way if they were in striking distance? And I think that's go ahead. I'm sorry. No, you go ahead.
Well, no, I think that's one of the things too. Is like, this person's been around this whole time and you hadn't brought it up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So why is it okay to say something now that they're gone?
Because you can go to YouTube and be like, first.
People love those dopamine kicks. I don't get it, but they do.
It gives them something.
I like dopamine kicks in more positive manners. That's just weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was about to say something stupid. Yeah, I understand. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I was like, I saw this guy, Mr. White. I'm not gonna say anything else, but Mr. White got up here and was like, she was just a dope fiend. That's all she was, and she died because she was on that dope. I was like, why are you even saying that? There are people, still mourning this girl. Her family is still mourning. So what do you get out of getting up here and saying that? Like, do you feel like you're being some people think that they're being truthful. I call it how I see it. You don't like it, don't listen to me. But you don't have to do that all the time.
That sounds, in that case, that sounds more like I'm gonna get my 15 seconds of fame.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it's less to do with trying to tell the truth. I mean, sure, that may be a byproduct. Yeah. Whatever is said, but nah.
Yeah. I got
you. You there to be in front of the camera.
Gotcha. All right. Anybody got any shotgun topics? Anything you want to get out their chest? Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
I got one.
Uh-oh.
No, I've said it in the chat. Rest in peace to Jerry West.
Yeah, Jerry West passed away. Did he pass away yesterday or was that today?
Yesterday.
At the age of 86.
Jesus.
A real one. People just think about him playing basketball and being the NBA logo, like literally. But people forget he was the coach of the Lakers right before Magic got there. He kind of played a part in them trying to get Magic. He ended up being GM. So he's been GM of like the Lakers in two different eras of them winning titles, like the early Magic and then the Kobe Shaq. And then fast forward, he was the GM or president, whichever one, pretty much in the front office for the original run of the Warriors.
Really?
Steph Curry and them. People don't realize this dude is a freaking like savant of basketball. And like I always watched him when he was on podcasts. Dog, he be dropping jewels and bars and great stories. I've always paid attention to him.
He played the background though, which is probably a good thing. But he did play the background.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened in his past. It was something about either. I can't remember the story. It's either his dad was abusive and then killed him. Something weird like that happened. I might be getting confused with like 3 different stories because I remember Spurrier had something like that happen. Archie Manning had something like that happen. Him was something in that realm, but like he was molded a little bit differently as a kid. He even said he didn't cry a lot. He said one of the first things that really made him cry publicly was the Kobe thing. Like him and Kobe were tight because he understood Kobe because he was a killer. He only got 1 title because he kept playing the damn stacked Boston Celtics all those years. But he ended up finally getting the title. And then the first year they had a finals MVP. They lost, but yet he won MVP. That's how bad he was.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Bad.
And I said so. Y'all were talking about earlier about them replacing that NBA symbol. If they were to replace it, I was joking when I said it, but I started thinking, I was like, maybe they might. You think like they would find a silhouette of Kobe to put in place? If anybody was to take that place,
I hate to say it, I don't think it should be Kobe. No, not Kobe.
Granted, Kobe had his body of work can make a solid argument on why he could get one. But if you give Kobe one, you got to have just a revolving door of everybody who qualifies.
Jumpman symbol. It would be Shaq. You have to think
about
the people who made the NBA pop
silhouette. And now you're just doing a silhouette of the top 50 and top 75 players.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'd be honest. So as a non-sports person, right? I think if they were going to do it, it is too late to do it now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, especially now. I say leave it, man.
Yeah, it's they can't. If he was still alive, he probably could have gotten away with it. But now they're not touching that one. It's gonna stay
if they wanted to, marketing. If they wanted to, they could probably pick. Like, let's say they wanted to pay tribute to one basketball player while still paying tribute to others. They could be like, hey, we're going to do the top 23 over the next 23 years. And we're going to change the symbol every year to a different player, a different amazing player.
But we're in an era now where some people are submitting themselves as greats because the Steph creep up into that.
Yeah,
right.
So,
I mean,
because somebody's always going to debate. So no matter what number you stop on, if you're saying 23,
right.
Well, who's 24?
Can 24 goes right back? 24 goes right back to him. 24 goes back to Jerry West. But you do the top 23 of all time, and that's people that's going to collect shit and buy shit. And I got the. Give me a name, shit. I got the Jordan. Year.
All right, but let me also say it as a non-sports person too. So your brand, you need to have brand identity outside of the people who actually care about it.
You actually hitting what I was gonna say.
So at the end of the day, like me, I know what the NBA logo looks like because it's in your face and you recognize that silhouette. Mm-hmm. You know what the McDonald's logo looks like, even if you don't eat it, you know what it is.
You know what it is, yeah.
If you switch that logo out every year for the next 20-something years, it is going to lose its identity. So yeah.
I can liken it to, and I've noticed this last year, not necessarily a logo, but just like the trend and tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I might be off, but I probably am because they still make money. What the NFL is like doing by throwing football all over the place, it's been confusing people. I'll go online and people like, what's the game on? What's the game on? Wait, there's 2 Monday night games. Is this? It's just like, bro, y'all are doing too much. You're so greedy for money. There's no continuity. There's no tradition. It's just like, I'm trying to monopolize everything. You want to play on Christmas. You want to play on this day. You want to do this. It's like, bruh.
Because I think we had
no brand recognition.
We had some issues last year because are you going to watch on Hulu? Are we watching on network TV? Or is it a pay-per-view? Like it's fucking. It was ridiculous.
It's like they're trying to grab the dollar from everywhere, but at the end of the day, man, it's just like I feel like you're giving me too much football spread out. I hate that. Like some days, like some Sundays, I feel like I'm not even seeing as many games on because y'all want to have them all over the week.
Right?
It's annoying. To me, it's annoying.
I feel like you're going to make your money. You're going to make your money. Yeah. Go ahead and make it a singular place, just one station. You're going to make your money regardless.
The way the NFL going, they're definitely going to put something probably in Mexico and something overseas. I don't think it'll do that well, but they're trying to go global, but it's a sport that's too start and stop that the international don't like.
Yeah, football's not going to make it anywhere else.
Basketball is so free-flowing. That's why basketball, at the end of the day, has way deeper pockets than NFL. Even though the NFL try to play big time, NBA is like, okay, nigga, we over here in China. I honestly think like China don't even know football exists.
No, I think the only sport that we watch constantly here that you can watch anywhere is baseball.
Yeah, baseball is the one sport in other places they like, but baseball, like for them in these, like not say third world, in more developing countries, they can easily play it in some form or fashion.
Right.
That's something they can pick up and play, just like kind of like soccer. Like you just need some type of ball, some type of stick, and you could just create it in a field or like in a lot. To where basketball is a little bit harder because it's like shit. You gotta have the bat board, you gotta have the rim. You can't
play that and shit. We've all tried to play basketball on dirt courts, and that shit don't work right.
Yeah, so it's a little different. I don't know. I get what NFL's doing, but I think they're just trying to squeeze blood from a turnip right now. Like, let the game grow a little bit more. You can't just force things. But hey,
you're doing too much.
I ain't a rich white dude in a room.
You're doing too much. They're doing too much. Yeah. But yeah, that anybody else got anything else you want to talk about here?
Nope. I don't.
All right. Well, like I said, TikTok, thank you for joining us. Of course, we are broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, and stream. What's the
StreamYard?
No, no. What's the Twitch?
Oh,
broadcasting on Twitch as well. So here every Thursday, guys. Thank you so much for coming in and sitting down and keeping us company and allowing us to keep you company as well. If you want to keep in contact with us, we will be here again next Thursday, hopefully. And if not, then we'll be here the Thursday after next, just depending on what anybody prospectively has to do. Izzo likes to cancel the shows. I don't know why he don't like us, but it is what it is.
So what?
I'm just fucking with you. So like I said, we'll be back next week, y'all. Keep it tight. Keep it right. Let me find out how to end the show. Let me do this and exit full screen. We'll holla at y'all later. Peace. Sing song, Sosa. Not Sosa, Rich.
Too late.